Spalti, and I'm with the CDOC Society, and I, along with Caitlin Richards Caitlin, not Richards anymore, from Camp Wakila, would like to welcome you to tonight's lecture, Missing Birds Who's Flown the Coop. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Nacho Vilches. He's got his PhD from Scripps and undergrad from UC San Diego. All right.
Thanks, Jean.
You're welcome.
Well, like Jean said, I'm going to talk about today about like what changes we're seeing in the last 20 to 30 years, actually just 20 years, in Puget Sound marine birds. So let me begin by, first I want to explain what a marine bird is. So there's many definitions out there of what a marine bird is, but a really simple one is a bird that in some form or other uses their marine environment for habitat and source of food. So this marine environment, what am I talking about? And I'm talking about open ocean and inland seas like the Salish Sea, coastal areas, islands, and estuaries and wetlands, and marshes, which are both wetlands. So pretty much anything with salt water structure in the habitat. And if you're a marine bird, you go from the marine environment to the land environment, back and forth with much ease. And you need to do that, you need physiological and morphological adaptations to allow you to do that. And one specific thing that marine birds have, for example, if you're a Laysan albatross trekking down from the Pacific Northwest to the Hawaiian archipelago, what do you think they might miss? It's a hint. They don't have any fresh water. So one really good adaptation all marine birds have is a pair of salt glands above their orbital socket. And what they really are is they're actually just a pair of extra kidneys. And with these renal glands, they're able to drink salt water and excrete brine from their nostrils, actually. And also a diet rich in fish and seafood is really high in salt, and so that's why they need to do this as well. So those marine birds have really high typical adaptations. That's one of them. And so what is a marine bird? And you can loosely break up marine birds into 4 groups. So, and these are based on phylogenetic and ecological characteristics. And what I mean by phylogenetic is genetic affiliation, and by ecological affiliations is just how closely related they are and where they live and how they make a living. So these are the 4 groups that I like to put them in: is seabirds, shorebirds, wading birds and waterfowl, and then grebes and loons. So the true seabirds are strictly marine birds, and they're only tied to land or for reproduction. So, for example, sooty terns in the French frigate soles, after they're born and they fledge, it takes them about 3 years to reach reproductive maturity and come back to land to breed. In those 3 years, they don't see land. They're out at sea for those 3 years. So that's the true seabird. And so there's 4 groups of seabirds. There are the penguins, which are the Spheniciformes, the Procellariformes, which are the tube-nosed birds, and those are the storm petrels, petrels and shearwaters, albatrosses, and fulmars. And they're called the tube-nosed because they have on their beak they have a couple of tubes, and those are why people call them tube-nosed. And the Pelecaniformes, which are the pelicans, boobies, frigatebirds, cormorants, and frigatebirds, and the Charagiformes, which are the alcids, and noddies, skuas, and terns. And this group here is a really diverse group, which includes the shorebirds, which are in this group, but are much more closely tied